Yo, 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 let's get the business.
The preview video was very good. The regular video wasn't bad. It just wasn't heavily as edited as the other one was.
Right. Content is king.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, let's get the business. Man, what a beautiful evening it is. And I have a wonderful guest in the building with me today. Couldn't wait to get him up here. You know, when I started doing this thing independently, he was at the top of my list. I was like, I got to have my boy on there. Mr. Information is what they call him. Is that
a bunch of other names I've heard. The King of Eats.
Mr. Hub.
Mr. Hub.
The Hub, yeah.
That guy on Facebook is like
that guy. You know, that journalism guy, that media guy, that sports guy. Yo, but early, let me be sharp and correct about this special guest because, yo, it's so brilliant and yo, it's such an honor to have him on here. He's such a fun person to be around. Thank you all for tuning in. This is episode 30. Don't quote me on that, but I believe this is episode 30 and let's get the business. And it's so great to have people like this on my platform. So thank you for popping up on
thanks
me.
for inviting me. We've been trying, I think, for 3 weeks. It kept on snowing. It's like, dude, if it snows again, we're going to have to go. Like,
yo, oh my goodness. The snow just kept coming and coming. I'm like, let's go for this day. Boom. All right. Go to sleep, wake up. Oh, yeah, there's more ice out here. I'm scraping it off my truck and everything. And he's going down Dixie. I'm like, yo, I hope you make it home safely. And luckily he did. So, but the sense of awareness that this guy has, the businessman tactics, the journalism, the brilliant sense of humor, he's fun to be around and learn from. He's got positive energy that's very contagious and very much needed in all communities. High level of consideration for others. He's very comfortable in this great world of media and expressing themselves, taking the initiative to transfer information, reaching out to people, posting at all the important times. So if you feel the urge, if you have some curiosity about something, you probably need to add him on social media and just, you know, when that time pops up, check your boy out because he probably has some type of knowledge of.
If not, I've got connections that, like, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. Like, I learned some stuff. We talked off camera. We'll talk about it on camera. I just saw it that somebody else posted, and that's how I learned it. Is it from somebody else, or because they have the awareness to go out to me and say, "Hey, you have the platform to blow it up. Can you put this out there?"
Absolutely.
Like, okay, cool. But there's a lot of stuff that people's like send me a message. Oh, did you see the sign? Like when the YMCA sign went up. Okay. I was sitting at home.
And this is Hardin County.
Yeah, this is Hardin County. I'm sitting at home. I live on the south side by 210 at the country club area. And when they put that sign up on YMCA, I wake up, I've got 4 texts or messages. Nate, what's up with the YMCA?
So they informed you. They're running to you.
What is going on?
So you just ended up being that hub of info. That's my nickname for you, Mr. Hub.
That's fine. Like, I've been called a lot of things. I've been called a lot worse. So it's fine.
But yo, this the gatherer of information, and that goes a long way. It can help you out, help your family out in the time of need, and it shows a great deal about your character and heart. You know what I mean? Being considerate. Also known as Mr. Information. Very informative, and he's like a foreseer, you know, communication skills, putting people up on game about reconstruction of the area, the deconstruction, new establishments that's being assembled, and even ones that's up and coming and on the way. So much is where people are curious at how he's being so resourceful. But he's and also, let me throw this out here. You've helped me, like you've put me onto resources a multitude of times. So I just want to big up that one time. I really appreciate that.
I wouldn't be where I was if it wasn't.
That's love,
without bro. Like people know me as the guy that used to work for News Enterprise, and I did for 15 years. I covered Chaput, which goes a long way. Swim meets at E-Town Swim.
And what he means by covering me is I'm a former athlete.
Yeah, you've lived here for a while. I've lived here my entire life.
Yeah.
So when they got rid of me, I wouldn't say it was a low point. It wasn't the lowest I've ever been because I was still in good shape. I had a great wife. I was in good shape financially. I could have survived for a little while.
Yeah.
But
plus you support others. Like you just support so many small businesses and establishments. And I see you supporting Heartland Mini Golf, and then you over here at Little Charlie's Pizza. So how could you not, you know, whenever it comes back around to you, support you and whatever you have going on.
Yeah.
Because you have that inclusive about yourself.
And I love supporting small businesses. Like you mentioned Little Charlie's, Dooster's, which
Absolutely.
we know has
Doosters.
great ice cream out by Eaton High School.
Absolutely.
I'm diabetic, but I will take a shot for Dooster's.
We all, we all break the most sometimes, man. No gallbladder.
The Dreamery downtown. Delano's great.
Gelatos.
I haven't been to Chocolate Lab yet in Radcliffe, but I saw some of the photos the other day. I was like, oh, that bubble waffle cone looks really, really good.
Oh, my goodness.
So I got to go up to Radcliffe and see that. Like somebody else that reached out to me, they do coral for fish tanks.
That's pretty interesting.
Never thought that, but if you've got that, I said, yeah, I will help one. It's called the Bourbon Coral Company or something like that. But I go out there one day, it's like, right, show me what you do. I'll take some pictures, do some videos. But I'm not a fish guy because the last fish I had, I died or ate one or two.
It's hard to keep those things alive.
Well, you don't consider temperature of water when dealing with fish when you're 6 years old. Probably should. But yeah, so now that I'm an adult, I might be able to keep a fish alive. Back then, was the best idea.
Well, yeah, we were kids, we were not as responsible.
Oh no. That's why they would die after like a week and nobody cares.
Yeah, they're like throw a little algae eater in there or something. Hopefully, it does its thing.
It'd be more amazing if they're alive after day 2. But I think that's cool. The fact that we have that in our own backyard, or like I've talked about before, Kevin Stafford, former soccer player from this area, he does the Bourbon Candle Company. So he takes
shout out to him.
Bourbon bottles and makes candles out of them. I was like,
that's pretty
cool, especially being in Bourbon's backyard.
So
business has grown.
So with you being the hub of information, you've developed so many healthy relationships with people and met so many different talented people and skills and gifts and such remarkable stories. You know what I mean? That's probably the greatest thing about being who you are, which is Nathaniel Bryan.
Yeah, somebody called me, one of the best things about me is that you possess information, and that's a lost art nowadays. It's like I don't make a penny from what I do.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked about monetizing it, but I'm okay. I have a great job. I'm not saying that just to promote them, but I've been with Best Buy over almost a decade now up in Shepherdsville, and I was out. People know if you follow me on Facebook,
follow him on Facebook.
I had
Nathaniel Bryan. Yeah,
just that gray hair starting to come up, and I was out for 6 weeks, and it was fully paid, 100%.
Absolutely.
That's
salute to that. Yeah. Not too many people
say, hey, when you get back, you're going to have this whole backlog of information to do, or you got all these forms to fill out. None of that. They just said, hey, are you ready to come back? Even when I was ready to come back, say, hey, you've got 2 more weeks. Go ahead and take it, because if you don't want to come back too early and then hurt yourself again,
absolutely not.
Process all over again.
Yeah.
So, but that showed. I mean, I already liked the company at that, but that showed me they care about their people. And
absolutely.
I worked 6 days this week. Worked overtime. Didn't bother me at all. It's our busy period, but I love working for Best Buy. But as far as I kind of grew up as the king of information when I was out for 6 or 7 weeks because I had nothing else to do. Like, it hurt to drive. That first week before we finally figured out what was going on, I couldn't even drive. Like, I could barely lift my arm.
Man.
So what I could do is just stay on my phone on social media.
Right.
And then once I said, oh, this is coming, okay, I'll just post that. And at that time, I wasn't getting a whole lot of traction at all.
Right.
And then it just kept growing and growing and growing. And I found these groups, and others invited me to these groups. And so, like, you'll usually see if I post something, it's probably in 10 groups at one time. And next thing you know, bam, likes. And
I've noticed that. You're in tap with a lot of different groups, and they expect you to do it now. Yeah, it's kind of like the weatherman.
If I see something, expect me to be posted in Hardin County, E-Town, Radcliffe, E-Town Foodies, Hardin County Local. Like,
absolutely.
Many different ones there are. And it's fine. I try to be a member of all of it. I've learned so many different things by being a member of all these groups. Because sometimes somebody doesn't want to be a member of 10 groups. They only be a member of 1 or 2, whether it's a restaurant coming on Foodies or a food truck thing, which is how Walmart food truck.
They're going to be all over that food information because I know I am. What's your favorite spot around town? Give me your top. I know you can't call everybody out like that, but
Little Charlie's.
Little Charlie's is your top.
I love my food. I bet.
Shout out to Little Charlie's.
Yeah, Little Charlie's Pizza is my greatest. Dessert is Dooster's. I've never had a bad meal there. They're so friendly and so.
Shout out to them.
And they have like their vanilla is won like State Fair.
Okay. Y'all keep it rolling out there.
If the timing's right, I'll go Lay Hayes.
There you go. Oh, what y'all know about Lay Hayes? In Little Hodgenville, the little burger place, right?
In the suburb, we'll go out to Lakers. That greasy burger from over
Shout out to the Lakers. They got the fish out there, don't they?
If it's a special occasion, I would like to go down to the Whistle Stop in Glendale, which everybody knows.
Okay, talk heavy on the whistle. I love the Whistle Stop.
I'm not
heavens Lord.
But some people like the cornbread and stuff like the hot brown.
Yeah, the hot brown.
I'll eat it, and it's very good. I'm just not a hot brown person. But
Yo, I love the hot
the
breath.
service is great. Like you can tell they care
Absolutely.
about their food. I love that atmosphere.
It's always nice, hot, and ready. I love that. So, how did you grow up a little bit? Like as a kid, first geographically, of course, you grew up in this area.
Yes,
But to be exact,
I grew up Glendale Junction, which is we could see where my parents still live. You could see the cranes of Blue Oval from their house. So like, if there's nice sidewalks, which there aren't, I could walk to Blue Oval. So
shout out to the
I live like right off 222. Like you could walk to the McDonald's that's over there in the gas station. So I live about a mile from. I grew up a mile from there. Lived there until I got married. Went to Sonora Elementary, which is I think they kept the gym maybe, but most of that school's been torn down. It's long gone when they built Creekside. Went to Old East in downtown, which I'm sure when you played sports, you went to Old East.
Absolutely. We used to we used to stop a mud hole in the East Side in football, but yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about East?
Old East. Yep.
yeah, we did. We had a crazy team though, like you talking about in middle school?
Yeah, TK TK usually probably swept the 7th grade.
We were pretty good.
We won the back then.
Yeah,
then I went to Central Hardin in the late 90s. But this is right before John Hardin opened, but John Hardin was being discussed.
Okay.
And then after that, went to ECC, got a job at News Enterprise, worked there for 15 years.
Which a lot of people know you as the personality that works at the News Enterprise. You covered a lot of different people, a lot of different athletes. You've done a lot of journalism. You've held a lot of interviews, and you've been in the media space. So people are used to seeing you in that. So
yeah, this is just a different type of it. Like I wrote for 15 years, hosted HCEC TV for a while, did some games with HCEC TV, wrote for the Courier Journal for a little bit.
Courier Journal,
freelance for other people's here and there.
Yeah.
So it's just a different type of information providing that, but we all
Mr. Hub, yeah. How many emails did you have when you was in this world of journalism?
Oh goodness! I mean, I can tell you get more emails when you make a mistake.
Yeah.
You break news that somebody doesn't like.
Right.
I can you can have a great story and say, okay, I like the quotes that I use. I like the way that story flowed. I got it done quick, had no errors.
Yeah.
You might get, hey, coach said, hey, good story, thank you. And that's probably about it. But you get somebody's stat wrong, say, hey, I had 27, not 24.
Oh,
or you misspell my name.
Man, you talking about nowadays. It's super sensitive now, huh?
And but you have to take that with a grain of rice because you also at that time we still had 13,000 readers.
Absolutely.
So that's even one person, not even 1% of that. So why are you focusing on the less than 1% when 99% either liked you or didn't care?
And that's the unspoken truth in this world of journalism. You have to either develop a certain tough skin or the block out noise part of it. You know what I mean? That's a talent itself. And I'm sure you have that because you've been in that space for quite some time. I had to grow it. You had to grow it? That's one of my questions.
When I first started, I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Like the very first negative comment I got, I was just...
It got to you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What got to you the most about it? Was it what he said or was it the tone?
It could be. I think it's a combination of both.
Combination.
I was like, how can you not like this? It's like I didn't say anything wrong. I mean,
people are sensitive, man.
You're taking like one paragraph or one sentence out of a 500, 600 word report.
Absolutely. You know, if you say 1,000,
the whole thing.
You're right because they say if you mention 1,000 different positive
and the one negative
things, they'll pick the one negative out of 1,000.
We've lived here for a while. Like you grew up in this area in Easttown and now in Radcliffe. I've lived in South Hardin or South Side and lived my entire life. And I tell people, I love this area. You can see that I love this area. But if I say, oh, I hate what we've become because we're getting more roundabouts. Oh, you hate Easttown. That's not what I said.
People are bugging out there. And you talking about sensitive nowadays? Whew. Oh, my goodness. Lord.
Yeah. Just
God forbid if you say something, I mean, it could be almost anything.
Or if you say something negative about, they had bad service there because it took me 30 minutes away. Oh, you hate that restaurant or you hate everything. No, it's that time and place.
Yeah, it can be an opinion.
Yeah, it completely changed the next time. Like there's been restaurants that I went to where we had bad review or bad service, bad food, bad order, and we stayed away for a while. And then said, all right, let's cool down, give them another chance, and now we go to them quite a bit. So you can't just let one incident ruin everything or say, okay, that's how it's going to be. Like if this went wrong and me and you got in a fight, I'm not going to say, oh, you're a bad man, Josh, because
people jump the gun.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They're judging books by its cover.
People when I got fired from the News Enterprise, I didn't have Twitter before that. Now I've got 26,000 followers. I was known as, oh, that's the guy that News Enterprise fired, and I would have had a clue what I got fired for. Some people thought it was plagiarism, which it wasn't. Some thought it was getting stuff wrong, which it wasn't.
So that was speculation
of relationship stuff, which it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I was known as, oh, that guy that got fired from E-Town. I'd have others defend me and say, hey, no, I know this guy. He knows his stuff. He's going to be right.
Well, for one, you're popular. So, and plus, whether you're doing good or whether you're doing bad, whether you're a bum in a shack or you're a king in a mansion, someone's always going to have something to say. Yeah. Somebody's always going to have an opinion. You know what I mean? That's just the way the world circulates. And I'm here to tell you, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't, like you said, there was speculation going around and why you wasn't at the News Enterprise anymore. Did you go from the News Enterprise to the Courier Journal?
They had caught wind of that I was being let go.
Okay.
Within 72 hours, I already had an offer. Hey, come freelance for us.
So they was on top of it.
Yeah, and we used to see them as our rival, but people forgot that we had an agreement with the Courier Journal that if something happened with our roads, we would deliver them. Right. So it's not like they were a complete rival when we're working with them.
Absolutely.
And there's a couple other people at Courier Journal that from the News Enterprise or had passed with me, so they said, hey.
They loved you, man.
They didn't care what I got fired for.
Yeah, just like I love you, man.
They cover sports.
Yeah, they loved you, and they seen the value in you. And they probably had that understanding that small things could turn into mountains out of nowhere.
I worked a lot for them, even before I started working with Best Buy, and even after I started working with Best Buy, I still worked for them for a little bit, wrote freelance stuff, covered some really neat stories and events.
I guarantee it.
Rondell Moore, covered him when he just went nuts.
Rondell Moore. What's your favorite athlete you've covered? Can you name a few?
Ooh.
Who's some of your favorite? Give me a top five. Your top 5 or 7 or 10.
Joe Adell.
Joe Adell?
Who now plays for the Angels. I watched him.
I mean, he's sick,
balls against this.
Who did he play for high school?
Ballard.
Ballard, okay.
Yeah. And
shout out to Ballard High School.
He was very good. And I watched him, and they were having it was a classic up in Louisville where all these teams come in. I forget the name of it. And
I bet he was sick on the diamond, bro.
Watched them just. He was effortless. Like you watch him run down the ball, like do catch.
Yeah.
Foul ball, like 400 yards.
Super athlete.
God, yeah. And like his swing, it was like people were growing up. You remember the Cape Griffey Jr. Major League Baseball game where it's just
absolutely. One of those. I still got it on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, we still have it. Don't play it, but I have it. Yeah. 64. Yeah, I have it. It's still in my parents' basement, I believe.
Yep, either on 64 or Super Nintendo, whichever one.
Did that coach hit home every time? Yep, I remember.
Man, every single rip.
Joe Adell was pretty good. Rondell Moore was very good.
Rondell Moore.
Lydia Gum golf.
Yeah, talk heavy. That's been some crazy athletes.
Her, when she called me, said, "Oh, yeah, I just saw a 61."
Yeah.
I said, "Plus what?" She said, "No, 61." I was like, 61. Good heavens! And then she was making Sports Illustrated faces of the crowd.
That takes some focus.
The next week, I think she's the only girl I've called for. I bet she was 61.
She was locked in. Oh, so she's already that, and then it was transpired already.
And then I didn't know it at the time because he was so much younger. But Michael Phelps swam in an event at E-Town Swim.
Man, you got to be kidding me.
So I went back and checked the results, and he was in a relay. This is before the Michael Phelps that we know of.
Right.
This is Phelps before Phelps became.
But he actually was local before.
Well, he came here for an event.
He was passing through.
Yeah, he was passing through, and he came here for an event. And that was really cool.
That's pretty special, though. Michael Phelps.
And then one of the times, obviously Fort Knox, they bring in stars sometimes. I got to interview Kurt Angle at Fort Knox.
That's sick.
And he about broke my hand when he shook it.
Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, bro.
Like, good to meet. Because I was a wrestling fan. I bet we probably worked.
I've been to
times. Maybe not.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everybody at one point in time. Yeah, definitely.
You know WWF. You know The Rock. So called.
I've been to Atlanta to the World Wrestling. I think it was 2011, something like that. It had the Undertaker and Pee Wee Herman was there, Snoop Dogg and Triple H and all those.
So, but yeah,
Snooki was there.
MTV.
Snooki,
Jersey Shore.
Yeah, you remember Snooki? Yeah, she was there. You ever met Governor Brashear?
I have not. My younger brother is a teacher at LaRue County. He's met him several times over.
He seems like a pretty nice guy, man.
People can say what they want about COVID especially, but you can't undermine the fact he kept us safe. Kentucky is not a healthy state at all, but we were healthier than a lot of states during COVID.
Well, I remember
Did he
Kentucky.
overstep? Possibly, and I wouldn't argue against you that yes, he did. But were we safe or were we healthy for the most part?
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're saying there's some speculation and maybe allegedly he overdone his boundaries
I think when
as
they
far as the
arrested like that
procedures?
former North Hardin soccer player for because I think the wife had COVID, so they were supposed to be on house arrest.
Oh, I didn't know this story.
Yeah, they said like the state troopers after him or something like that.
Wow.
So
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, that was very questionable.
I never met him. I met his dad one time down at the community center.
I was at an event that he was at, but I didn't meet
His father.
personally. But Andy seems like a good. I think he cares about the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could disagree with some of this stuff, or the fact that he's a Democrat when everybody's Republican, or vice versa. But don't tell me that he doesn't care, because I think he does.
I feel like that's why I asked you, because I get that energy from Bashir, and I would love to interview him and have him on the pod. That'd be nice. But he felt like he does care. You get that sense of consideration.
Like people's like always power hungry. Like if he really wanted to, he probably could have found a spot somewhere in somebody's cabinet somewhere if he really, really wanted it, or if he wanted to be a lifetime politician after this was over with, like McConnell. But I don't see him doing that. He loves his
McConnell.
kids. So I think the kids are growing up now. So obviously, once they become teenagers and stuff, your goals change as a human being. Your goals change as a parent.
Absolutely.
Your goals change as an adult.
Absolutely.
So I don't see him wanting to spend all that time in Washington away from his family, or uprooting them from where they love to live to Washington.
Right.
So, but
unless the check is big enough.
Well, money does talk. He can
when the chicken starts talking, this is a little different, but I know what you mean though. So so there's always some ups and downs, setbacks, obstacles, leaps that you gotta overcome. Can you name one big moment where you had to relock in and refocus and just keep pushing forward and being great?
That's when I lost my job, because like,
okay, so that was the biggest moment.
Yeah, because like, all right, because I thought of myself as a journalist. Well, if you're not working for News Enterprise, and Quixie does have a room for you, radio does have room for you, Courier Journal does have room for you.
Absolutely.
What do you do? So I had to rethink. Okay, what am I going to do to pay the bills, to move on in life? And then
yes,
I was fortunate that I found Best Buy at a job fair at the News Enterprise, which had fired me with them. And one of the guys that was at the job fair is now a regional director for them. And I walked by that booth probably 3 times.
You see how that works, though?
I said, I don't want to work in a warehouse. I don't want to do that. And I had never worked in a warehouse. I'd never seen.
You never had that experience.
What you see on TV or whatever, but there's no real behind the scenes, because they just don't allow cameras to do that. And he said, hey, come talk to us. And I said, hey, we use somebody. And I filled it out. I was like, he said, good God, how fast do you type? So I'm going over 100, 200 words a minute. Why? It's like, that was quick. So yeah, well, I'm used to work with the people that are holding this. So
that's a brilliant characteristic, though. How fast can you type?
Well, I'm going. I could probably write a story in like 5-10 minutes total.
Whew, come work for me, please, Nathaniel.
I've already whenever I was like, especially if it was like North Hardin or something, North Hardin, Fort Knox, Meade County, where you've got enough time to drive 20, 30 miles. Some people are like, hey, I'm going to listen to the radio. I'm going to. I'm thinking about, okay, well, how am I going to write this story when I get back to the office? Nowadays, you just write it from there, send it in, and then come home. Used to be you had to drive all the way back to the office and write it on the desktop.
Right.
So obviously that's how things have changed in the last 10, 15, 20 years.
They have become faster, and that's what
some people can write it on their phone. I mean, I don't like doing it like that. I think it's harder to like once you make an error in Apple, it's so hard to like type on the word to fix it.
Oh, speaking of that, are you an iPhone or an Android guy?
I am an Android phone user, but I love my iPad.
I like it. At least you got an iPad. I'm Mr. iPhone. Yeah,
like we're going on a flight in 2 weeks, so we'll be using that Southwest.
You gotta get you an iPhone, man. You gotta come team iPhone.
Well, my wife's got an iPhone. I'm not against it. I like the Android. I love my S23 Ultra Pro. It's got a great camera. I think when you are like editing stuff, I think it is easier to edit.
Androids are cool too. If you get a hold of a real nice Android, I had a Note before.
Never had Note. I've just been the S23. Actually,
there you go.
One of the neatest phones I had was a LG. Was it LG or LQ? I think it's LQ things.
Okay.
They don't make anymore, but I think they did have Android too. It was just a different version. They were kind of like Samsung.
Mm-hmm.
But that phone actually booted up quick, had a great battery.
There you go.
I had a lot to like. But
once
I got rid of it, I went to Samsung, and it's been fine ever since. But that was actually really nice. I still have it. Can't trade it for anything. But if my phone broke, I'd put the SIM card right back into it.
There you go.
Fine.
And then it's easy accessible again. So when you were going through all that, the news enterprise, was there any like mentors that helped guide you through that, or the people that you could communicate through or reach out to?
Oh yeah, Jeff D'Alessio was. I grew up reading.
Shout out to Jeff. A lot of people remember Jeff
I'm sure he
too.
probably interviewed you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
From football.
Like I remember growing up reading Bob White at the Courier Journal and Jody Demling there, Bob Watkins in the Hardin County Independent.
Absolutely.
So those were some of the guys. Mark Story. Who
shout out to Jeff. What happened to Jeff?
He's still there. Yeah, he's still like
okay.
He just wrote the story about Blake Powers coming back.
Word, Blake Powers. I remember him too.
Yeah, went to Army, helped them, and he's coming back. Jeff just did his story on them.
He ended up going to play football for Indiana.
Yeah,
my understanding.
So I went to Indiana one year. The year Indiana hosted Kentucky. So Blake Powers is the quarterback in Indiana, and Andre Woodson is the quarterback in Kentucky. So you got two guys that grew up in the same 6A district, playing basketball in the same basketball district.
Yes,
I guess
Andre was nice on that field. Yeah,
and then going up to Bloomington, Indiana. This is before IU's renovation because that stadium was so bad at the time, all concrete.
So you got to cover some of that?
Yeah, I got to cover that game and talk about Blake and Andre.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's a shining moment right there. Two cool quarterbacks right there.
Yeah,
two of the best quarterbacks that's come out of this state, to my understanding.
Well, Andre still has a lot of records, and then Blake had records at Indiana up until these past few years. So
that's a fun moment right there.
Yep. That's watching people that you grew up and then watching 3 or 4 years later perform in front of 50, 60,000 people. That's awesome.
Absolutely, man. Is there anybody that you like to pick the brain of the like business tactics and structure and things of that nature?
He follows me on Facebook. My dad knows him, and I know other people like Kevin Allback. What he's done for E-Town and
shout out to Kevin.
Downtown. I haven't met him, but that would be one guy because 20 years ago, like we remember when the State Theater was nothing and crumbling. Like I wrote it off. It's like it's done. But downtown E-Town is just a wasteland.
State Theater, yeah,
and just that whole area in general. And then one by one, each building started coming back up.
Isn't that remarkable?
Oh yeah, I think I'm diabetic, so I don't drink, but I love.
I don't drink either.
So I love the.
I'm a big nerd when it comes to that.
Pella's Aries is great. JR Neighbors has a good burger. Social Main is a fun way to hang out.
Oh yeah, it's developing this exquisite energy. Yeah,
it's found a niche. Docs has found a niche.
That's what spots.
Other bourbon things coming away.
The rapid growth of the area.
Yeah, so downtown E-Town has a vibe. It's a thing. You don't need the classic car show or BBB to go downtown. There's you can go downtown and have a fun night.
Respectfully.
In the State Theater, usually almost every Friday or every other Friday got some old country singer. I know they got some comedians coming in.
So you're saying Kev is behind a lot of that construction and that development?
I know he helped in Pella's Aries. I know he helped the Dreamery.
Helped develop all that.
He's helped a lot of people develop it. I know he's behind other businesses that he's helped. Todd Davis is another one, former athlete, played soccer at UTM. He's the one behind Social on Main and the assembly and some of those other things.
Shout out to all these people, man, in this.
The indoor soccer complex.
That is a nice additive, nice addition to the area.
I would have thought growing up here that
we needed that bad, didn't we?
And he had the dream and the vision and to do all that. Cuddy's, which is ran by his wife Cameron. That you get some fizzy drinks, some alcohol infused.
There you go, get your buzz on.
Granted, I just got the dreamsicle shake.
And we don't drink, but shout out to the sponsors, though.
Oh, yeah. We live in Bourbon's backyard.
We know we always willing to work something out, so we're not excluding you.
So I love what downtown E-Town's become. I'm excited to. I think it's kind of sad to see such art get renovated, and now I can really recognize it from the outside, especially when you were an athlete. It looks completely different.
It is a lot different.
Gym entrance is now different.
There you go.
That big bear on the wall.
the big Bruin.
Yep. So it's watching everything like this develop and change. I remember the old Mr. Gaddy's.
Man, we were getting into it before we got on air. Actually, we were talking about the old Ponderosa.
Oh yeah,
the old Mr. Gaddy's Bear Nose Pizza.
Bear Nose.
What else did we mention?
There's CC's with over on Starlight.
CC's Pizza.
Cinema 3.
Cinema 3. Cinema 5 over there.
Palace.
Yeah, over where Green Bamboo, right? Cinema 5.
Yeah, Cinema 3 is still there.
Yeah. God, goodness. Ryan Steakhouse.
I remember up the river Pasquale's, which a lot of people don't, but Pasquale's was in that Rose Center.
Let's be clear.
Which is where Bubs is now.
Bubs Cafe. Shout out to Bubs.
Remember Gondolier when it was out near Cool Springs?
The Gondoliers, remember that?
Brady's.
Word. We miss beefs, don't we?
Wherever Cool Springs first got built, we were beef Brady's.
You can't ever have too many sports
Winkerbees.
spots. Shout out to Winkerbees. I remember the Winkerbees days. Hawks.
Yeah.
I remember Hawks.
that
was wild.
That was wild. One word to use it.
How long did Hawks stay open?
Not very
Let's
long.
do a poll.
Yeah.
How long do y'all think Hawks stayed open? Your Hardin County people.
Yeah. I remember when they tried 701 Fish House before it became
Fish
so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I like the interior. I think maybe now that E-Town's kind of grown up and we've grown so much, that's a concept that could come back, is a nice Red Lobster style steak and fish place. Because we really... I love E-Town, and we do, but how many date night restaurants do we really have? Yeah,
I'm with that, because I love some fish.
I was like, maybe JR Neighbors is the date night restaurant. So like if he had like a nice like spaghetti Italian place, like Old Spaghetti Warehouse, like if we had a place like that.
I'm with that too, a true Italian place.
Yeah, or I think a lot of people are excited for K-Pot. The Korean hot pot barbecue.
Okay, that's coming.
That's coming. And possible originally that's be gangbusters.
Okay,
I think that could be the new date night hangout. I know the day after the Super Bowl ends, Wingstop opens.
Wingstop. I was going to ask you that.
February 10th.
That's what everybody's waiting on.
It is February 10th.
Stop by at Wingstops.
We were talking about pizza places. I know I like Little Charlie's.
You remember Po Folks?
Oh yeah, we used to. Todd Garvin, rest in peace.
Yeah.
News Enterprise. We used to go to Po Folks. I remember we picked it out of the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Po Folks was popping. Yeah,
I liked it.
Right there on Dixie.
And I think that that's another concept that could work now that E-Town's over Hardin County. There's well over 100,000 people and continuing to grow. We go to the hub for Grace and LaRue, even Bullitt County. We don't go to Louisville.
Hub City.
Here. I mean, that's E-Town's nickname. It's Hub City.
That's it.
We used to have the Hub City.
We had the Hub City Classic in basketball.
I was going to say basketball Hub City Classic. There it is. I think
we won it actually back in the day.
The 1 year I think it was E-Town North in the finals. They went to just war.
Yeah, that's when they were battling and going.
Yeah,
it was getting busy.
They played 4 or 5 times in 1 year.
It was lit back then. Speaking of food, chicken wings, the drums or the flats? Which one you prefer?
Ooh, I'm just not. I'm a wuss because I don't like buns. So I'm gonna say it.
Okay,
so I'm a boneless. So
you're gonna go with the boneless, catch you with B-dubs, huh?
Boneless guy. I can get boneless from KFC and be fine.
KFC, word.
Or Domino's or Pizza Hut. So,
another boneless
I did
fella.
watch the TikTok tricks we could show you how to like pull quickly.
TikTok can show you some stuff.
TikTok taught me.
That's why we got sad whenever
they learned how to tie off that. Learned a couple cool way to tie your shoes, and then something else like how to hang a picture with a fork.
Yeah, recipes too.
Oh yeah,
man. TikTok got them. They got the recipes on there. It's fun.
So, but like I can like if they're there, I'll eat them. Like if you put Indies chicken in front of me,
I'm not passing on Indies up.
I can eat it. It's fine. I don't get that particular.
That would be so disrespectful to pass on some Indies. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love it with the Louisville. I think it's Louisville Moore. When I covered a game up there, they had always had Indies chicken.
Oh,
some of those South Side, West Side groups was like that.
See, I used to stay right there, close to
press box food right there.
Oh yeah, I used to stay right there.
I wish people said that.
Right there.
You got on the Facebook groups and said, "Hey, what could E-Town use?" And somebody said Indies. It's like, I don't know if they'll ever leave Louisville because I don't think they really do.
They need to add one, maybe.
But I think, I would like to.
That would be the possibility.
Home Run Burgers would be another Louisville thing that you would see.
There you go.
Come down here.
What about Jets Pizza?
I've heard that they've been looking around.
Yeah.
I've heard Jets has been looking around. I've heard Blaze has been looking around.
Man, I hope we could speak that into existence.
These are all rumors at this point. I mean, Donato's is confirmed. That's go next to Donato's Pizza will be going next to B-Dubs.
That's confirmed.
Yep. Scooters Coffee is what's going across next, that's what's next to Mulberry Florida.
I'm the coffee guy.
It's drive-through. It's drive-through only.
Man, I'll pull up one day.
Will be opening there across the street. It's going to be the new firehouse where the church used to be. So Mulberry's got all that stuff going on.
It's going to be so jam-packed. And then there's more turnabouts coming.
5 roundabouts coming too.
Roundabouts.
This wasn't planned when we were going to film this. I didn't know that. I had forgotten that 7-Eleven had bought Speedway. So if you go out by the mall, that Speedway is already being changed over to a 7-Eleven. I haven't seen the slushies yet, so we will see or the Slurpees, I guess. Not slushies, but Slurpees. I don't know if they have those yet. But
you like Five Guys?
I do, but
Do you?
the wife doesn't as much. But I like that greasy burger.
I like their fries.
Yes, very much so. It doesn't matter if you get small, medium, large. You're always
Yeah,
getting a large.
that's what I was getting ready to say. You can
Fries
just get a
don't matter.
small.
Like-
Yeah, you can get a small and it just like dumps it and there's extra in the bag going everywhere.
And then so what large? Like, do you
It's
want
so
to pull it
special.
out of the bag? No. The other speedway on the what I call the exit 94 side of the Texas
There you
outside
go.
of town. That
Exit
speedway will
94.
be closing across from Burger King, Wendy's, and they're going to make a connector road or extension, and it's going to go through to connect Thomas Drive, in which we know we need more roads in E-Town, and that would allow you to get
Absolutely.
through the Kroger, Walgreens, or not Walgreens, but Kroger, that side of Ring Road without having to go all the way to the light. So
Right.
that'll be nice.
That'll be very useful.
And then we have the mall. Obviously, the mall, Malibu Jack's coming, has been huge for over there.
Malibu Jack's is on the way also. I'm telling you, he's got the inside scoop.
Malibu Jack's been good. The mall construction continues.
There you go.
Not that I shop there any. Victoria's Secret's getting up. It's getting up with a bigger store. Bed Bath and Beyond, or not sorry, Bed Bath and Beyond, but Bath and Body Works.
You know, they got that meme. if Town Mall hasn't gave up hope, neither will I.
I'm like, there's another one is Kevin Addington. Kevin Addington is the one that did downtown.
Kevin Addington, that sounds familiar.
Earlier, Addington's one downtown. Tim Albach is the one that's the one behind the mall. Like we grew up going to the mall and buying video games there and the old arcade and Walden books and everything else. We watched it from its heyday to dwindling.
Man.
And the fact that Albach, who's a local, this is the first time the mall's been owned by a local.
Okay.
Vision to kind of re-envision it.
So it was bought out by a local person.
Yeah.
That's seen a bigger vision.
Yeah, and he spent like between $6 and $12 million to try to fix this. So
shout out to him.
That's $6 or $12 million that neither one of us have.
The Albach guy. Okay.
Yeah, so he's done a couple other buildings. The Mark's Feed Store building, that was one of his.
Okay, Mark's Feed
Domino's
Store.
Is.
Yes.
The new Domino's on North Dixie that just opened last month or 2 months ago. He's part of that. He's part of those developments up there. So
man, shout out to him.
Because I think the mall's that's brand new life. I know there's going to be at least 4 new restaurants coming. I don't know who they are yet. But
you know they're coming.
They're coming.
Yeah.
He said it. The design shows it. I think the mall rebirth is going to be great for our thing because without the mall, you don't have Dixie. Without the mall and Walmart, Dixie doesn't exist.
It's the important part of that strip.
People take the mall for granted, but without the mall, you don't have what we have. They're the ones that spurred it. They're the ones that people want to be. They're the ones that people want to be around.
Right.
So McDonald's would say, I want to be there because the mall and Walmart's there. Same thing.
Right, because most, that's why I wouldn't call it necessarily a rural area because most rural areas don't have a mall.
No, rural areas don't have 2 Krogers or 5 McDonald's.
Exactly. So it's beyond a rural area.
Yeah, I touched about this on a different podcast. But we're either a small city or a big small town. The way you look at it, like we are a city. Like we're
a small city.
Yeah, we're a small city.
We're almost like Clarksville or in
talk about Indiana
and Evansville.
Or yeah, Evansville. I mean, Evansville still.
Is that a good comparison?
I think if you take the greater
Bowling
area
Green?
as a whole, Bowling Green's people forget Bowling Green's still twice the size of E-Town.
Just still way bigger.
Hardin County is bigger than Warren County.
Absolutely.
Because of Radcliffe, Vine Grove, Fort Knox.
I feel like if ECC was as big as WKU,
oh yeah,
then we'll be talking size
I think
difference.
some people look at it smaller too because E-Town, I think, is one of the biggest communities without college sports. I mean, you've got Campbellsville in it, Freddie AI, Columbia, Bowling Green's got it, Owensboro has 2 different schools,
and then they're just bringing other things.
Couple, but we don't have anything.
But then now it's bringing more jobs, which is just the population is just growing and the establishments are growing.
Yeah, like Vine Grove,
housing is growing.
Yeah, Vine Grove has grown 70 or 80% in the last
absolutely
decade or two. People forget Vine Grove is bigger than Hodgenville, but you think because Hodgenville got a big high school because it's got McDonald's right there, it's got Hardee's right there, it's got Taco Bell right there, it's got a grocery right there. People assume that Hodgenville's a lot bigger than Vine Grove, like population wise. No, it's not.
Right.
But because Vine Grove gets dwarfed by Radcliffe and E-Town, people
100%
forget about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the growth in this has been amazing. I mean, like they said, being a former athlete and going to Central Hardin now in 2 years, I think there's supposed to be a 1,100 door development next to Central Hardin. Massive. Like this is barrack style big.
Wow.
It could have another the rumor is another Kroger. There will be a grocer there. I don't know who it's going to be. I would think it would probably be Kroger because based on the most recent announcement that they're moving out by Service Valley.
So it's just doubling. It's stacking up, right? And
They're going to own the road.
Yeah.
Their monopoly and say, we're going to take this one, we're going to take this one, we're going to take this one.
They're taking over.
Road.
So there's so much going on over there to now you can't even really keep up with it.
I'm not a golf guy. I don't know how, but Cosmic Golf, I think, when it opens.
There's a lot of golf popping around here now.
But it's just like Top Golf.
Oh, if we got a Top Golf, it'd really be interesting.
Cosmic Golf is coming to Old Pine Valley.
So were you a big sports fan before you started covering people in sports, or did you kind of grow into that too?
I would watch. I didn't really have a favorite team other than maybe Louisville, but
I was going to get into that. The Cardinals.
Baseball didn't interest me a whole lot. I would go if we watched the Bats or the Red before them.
River Bats.
The Bats. Then
let's go watch the little River Bats play.
And the Redbirds before them. I remember Redbirds at Old Cardinal Stadium.
Yeah,
that's how.
The old Cardinal Stadium.
Right here, the turf, and it was already old, and Cardinal Stadium was old by then. So I just grew up big sports.
So which one was Papa John's? Because I'm on the UK Blue K side, the Big Blue Nation side. Okay. Which one is the new one? Is it Cardinal Papa John's Stadium?
I think it's now L&N Stadium after L&N bought it.
Okay,
because they had that falling out whenever Papa John had that issue where.
And then basketball is Freedom Hall. It's still
basketball is Yum.
It was the Yum Center, but it used to be Freedom Hall.
Well, Freedom Hall at
right.
Well, Yum Center's downtown, and then Freedom Hall is the one. Right
Yeah. Okay, that's still local.
Freedom Hall is still. I don't care if you're a UK fan or UVL fan. Is a great place to watch a game.
It is great.
No bad. The bathrooms and the urinals are kind of the stalls.
Well, see the
horse stalls.
Yeah,
but there is not a bad seat in that place.
The way it's built, I agree with you.
I've said the upper deck of Yum.
Yeah, Yum's different.
For a concert, and you're up there, you're 45 degrees.
Yeah.
But Freedom Hall, you can sit in the upper deck of Freedom Hall. There's not a bad seat anywhere. I've been to upper deck at Rupp in the bleachers. With the bleacher features.
I don't agree with the Rupp. I don't.
Oh, there's some bad seats up there.
Yeah, and I'm 6'2". You know what I mean? Yeah. And up
Freedom
in
Rupp, not a bad seat. Bad thing about Freedom Hall, I remember covering a couple of these UK UVL games. Yeah. There is trying to get out of Freedom Hall after a game.
That's always.
I think you get out.
That's always fun, huh?
Yeah, but at least Rupp, you could go out Old Frankfurt Pike. You can park away and then get away.
Corrupt Arena. I always park away and we walk.
Yeah, Yum. You've got so many options. You can eat somewhere and do that. Same thing with if you go to a Bats game, you could just park somewhere else and go to the Bats game and have fun.
Right.
But Freedom Hall, the one caveat is trying to get out. And if somebody had a wreck, oh Lord, you're not getting out.
I agree with those bleachers at Rupp though. Like I was gonna implement this. I'm 6'2". Sitting up in those bleachers.
I'm at work for you.
It's like, you do kind of squeeze in there a little bit. You know what I mean?
Especially if it's sold out.
Yeah.
If it's a concert where you're kind of up there, you can just kind of spread out a little bit. But those sold out pack-to-pack basketball games,
man, those are great.
Then somebody has to get up to pee or something. And
we went to a few games last year. This year, it's been a little different, so we've been chilling a little bit more. But so, do you enjoy the business side of adulting or more of the fun side?
I'm a fun side guy.
Yeah, me too.
Bills and stuff don't do people know I travel quite a bit. I'll be at Universal Studios in a couple of weeks for the first time.
That's always fun.
Going to go to a cruise to Mexico in April for the first time.
There you go.
Going to another cruise, which will fly to Puerto Rico.
The hotel or Airbnb?
Hotel.
There you go.
We're going to go back to Puerto Rico for the second time and catch a cruise there. We'll be going to Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Dominican Republic, St. Kitts.
Yeah.
So most of that part of the Caribbean. I'll probably end up at Disney maybe one or two times, or Gatlinburg here and there. So
it's always fun.
I love to get out. I think we've been to
love Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge.
Other than the traffic,
There you go. Yes, that's always the downfall of traveling, right?
We went.
It's when you're finished, it's like, okay, time to go back.
And it takes people you better take about an hour because people you get off that you come off 407 and you see the big Buc-ee's.
Yeah,
Gatlinburg is still 30 minutes.
It's still a little stretch.
Yeah. It's still 30 minutes. Oh, I'm there. No, you're not.
And the road just looks so long, but you'll get there. I promise you.
But so we went one time. We stayed in Pigeon Forge and we tried to find a parking spot in Gatlinburg. Couldn't even find a parking spot. We turn around in the parking lot and then went back to Pigeon Forge.
And then depending on where you get a cabin at, because they can assign you that log cabin it's up there in the mountaintops.
We had one.
Did you get one up there?
Oh, so we had one.
Your service is crazy.
So the first snow.
Yeah.
That we had, we canceled school for a week. we had gotten to obviously like this was right after fall break. This is the last week of winter break. So my parents got a cabin down there around New Year's week, and so they spent New Year's Eve and New Year's Day down there. Courtney and I, my wife, we drove down on that Friday, and then that's when it's like, oh, the snow's hitting Sunday. Like, oh, and we're supposed to check out on Sunday. Like, I don't want to drive through that.
And they call it Arctic blast.
So, oh yeah,
you don't want to drive through that. Yeah,
we ended up only going down for one night. They were there for a few nights. We only went out for one night. Got there that Friday night. We stayed in. We got food. We had an indoor snowball fight. Played some games. Made some cookies. And that Saturday we got up, went to the island, and we went to indoor snow. We went to Pigeon Snow, did that snow tubing.
There you go.
That was fun. That's the first time I've ever.
Oh, it's a fun place. There's a lot of activities, a lot of places to eat there too.
Yeah, and then we did.
I like Mama's Farmhouse.
Yeah,
you ever ate there?
We didn't this time. Yes, we have. We got it for breakfast.
Oh, I took the jars of jelly and everything.
Oh yeah.
It was good.
Or the
chicken's crazy too down there. Chicken's smacking. Where'd you eat at?
The Apple Barn apple fritters.
Oh,
with the
yes.
Sauce.
You eat breakfast there?
We've had breakfast and we've had dinner there.
Oh my goodness!
There yet.
My heavens, Lord!
We went to the island and we did the Skyfly and we did the.
Did the Skyfly too?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's just as good as Soarin' over at Epcot. I think it's made by the same people.
So do you like doing adventurous stuff like that?
Like I've never been like ziplining. But
that's all I was getting to ziplining.
I should have done it on the cruise because it's only like 4 seconds. It's literally only like.
So it's just this was a quick zip through.
Oh yeah, it's like because cruise ships are only like 1,000 feet long, so it's not
right.
I don't. So that doesn't scare me. I mean, I haven't been rock climbing in years.
You been skydiving?
No, I think that's
no skydiving.
Because you messed up skydiving once, you don't get a second chance. So I don't think I'm going to skydiving.
You're going to take the long ride.
When you think of skydiving, people don't. This is something that people may not realize: is Eats actually one of the best places in Kentucky to skydive.
Over by the airport or whatever.
Yes, of course, because it's so flat. There's no flights.
That does seem like it's out in the open.
I think it's kind of cool when you're in the suburbs. You'll see all the parachutes coming through.
It is out in the open field.
See, like Tennessee Titans. Usually every other year they'll bring some people up here. Some people use it like for government or like I've seen Cincinnati Reds. People go and do that.
Okay,
Dollars have come over and done it.
The Reds need it. They need some skydiving.
So I think it's cool that people can come to E-Town and go skydiving.
That is cool.
So people don't know that.
I didn't know it was so accessible like that. I mean, I've seen a few people doing it. You see it here or there, but I didn't know it was like a place for that. Like, I didn't know it was a go-to for out-of-towners to come and do that.
Some people probably wouldn't. And there's it's gonna change when we get the big amphitheater built over at Buffalo Lake. But
that's on the way too.
We have one of the best mountain biking trails in Kentucky over at Buffalo Lake.
Talk heavy.
So I'm not a big mountain biker, but I respect what they've done over there.
Right.
They use that. We have a mountain biking area team now that's like won the state championships or something.
Wow, nice.
So
it's sort of like the new sports complex. That's just bringing more interest to the area. So much interest is coming here now.
I see the pictures of your kids.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being an athlete getting to play the sports park?
Oh heavens, it's so preppy up there and great. My daughter, she has soccer games there sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's just like so many. There's a multitude of fields. It's like so many fields. You got to get on the planner and see what field it is. Yeah. It's all coded. It's like field C11.
Now some of them have turf because it's like
turf. You got the turf.
Like you remember playing baseball and stuff at E-Town, something get canceled, like rain out, or it rains the day before. Our field's underwater. Nope. It's like, all right, well, let's go sports park. Play there.
It's good because they actually built the fields to where they don't hold water. Kind of like the old EABC. We down there by the creek.
Yep.
As soon as that water gets in there, it's sitting.
Yeah.
No baseball for the day.
Or tennis too.
Yeah.
Before we got the Freeman Lake tennis court.
Yeah, the tennis court's right there by the baseball fields.
It rained.
And I was ready to hit them home runs on the
matter how much you squeeze it wasn't coming off.
Because man, I played down there. Like I said, I was ready to blast some home runs on those kids down there. And I also worked for the city back in the day too,
cutting grass and stuff.
So I got a chance to have to prep those fields and get them ready for the kids.
Sports park has been a blessing for this community. I know people didn't like it when they raised the restaurant tax for it. I got past that a long time ago. If you can't afford
taxes, man, I can't stand it.
2 cents on a burger, you probably shouldn't be eating it. Anyway.
Can't stand it, man.
The fact that with the sports park, that's brought in more hotels. It's brought in more restaurants.
Yeah.
Like in the summer, you'll see Drake's will be packed with sports teams.
Right. And see, these people coming here, some of them have money to spend as well.
Oh yeah,
so they're looking at land. They're looking at ways to establish their business.
There was a sign that said, "Okay, cart country." This is where they're going to have fun. Nowadays, in the last 10, 15 years, you've got Sky's the Limit, which I don't know if your daughter's been to. I'm probably sure she has been. Or
they love that.
Knows where it is.
These kids love that place.
Awesome.
Sky's the Limit.
You've got Heartland Mini Golf. It's very, very nice.
Very popular place.
Mini golf course.
Yeah.
You've got the bowling alley that's been remodeled. Crown Point's been remodeled.
Bowling alley. Shout out to David Taylor and them. They've been running that thing forever.
You've got Cosmic Golf will have basically Top Golf like. It's got a golf simulator. It's got an arcade. It's got the Cosmic Golf driving. It's got indoor miniature golf there.
Yeah.
You've got
the new gaming place over by Roses.
Oh, Extreme. Yeah, that's
Extreme.
Brandon Young.
That's right.
He's another former athlete. That'd be good to have you for you to have him. Brandon Young was a golfer at Central.
Yeah, reach out to him. Let's get the business.
They've had that vision, and they'll be expanding because now that Suntan City moved out, they're going to acquire that, which makes sense because Suntan City was right next to it. So Extreme could be able to grow. Their party rooms, I know, are very popular. They're going to grow, and their arcade's already pretty good.
So listen to all this growth, man. It's incredible. We had Mr. Gaddy's back in the day.
Jacks, which has,
we had Mr. Gaddy's back in the day.
We did. Yeah, Mr. Gaddy's. The CC's tried it. No, Snapping Tomato tried it.
Yeah.
The arcade and stuff. It didn't really last.
There was nowhere near.
The roller rink.
We did have the roller
Gaddy's. We had the old Mr. Gaddy's where you
the old one.
Down, it had the big old TV.
And we did have the old McDonald's.
Was the very back. The old McDonald's.
With the they had the play place
inside. The old parties where it used to be. The old Burger King where it used to be. Where you got banks now.
Old E-Town, right?
Old E-Town.
That's crazy. When I first got to E-Town,
now when these sports teams come, they keep their money here because we have the restaurants to keep them entertained. Whether it's going downtown in Pelizari's and our neighbors and having ice cream there, or going over to Deuster's and not having to go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Or going over to the Loop, which we all know. We watched the Loop grow to what's become.
JR Neighbors is classy too. I like that place. Yeah.
I'm not too adventurous, but I do get their bison burger.
I forget what I got there. I want to say
good stuff. Their fries are good. I like their garlic aioli fries.
I forget what I ordered there, but it wasn't bad. Yeah,
they do very well. So I like the fact that Eto's grown enough and we're getting more hotels, but Residence Inn's coming to Ring Road. You've got the new one that's Home 2 Suites, which is about to open. This spring.
When I lived in E-Town, there wasn't that many. When I go to E-Town now, it's like a whole new E-Town.
The hotel district was the South Side. Now the South Side's not the hotel district at all.
Yeah.
It's completely switched.
There's a nice gyro place that I like to go.
Oh, so speaking of gyro places,
the
gyro place that was in the mall, so the whole food court is going to be, so if you look at the mall, if it's still brown, it's gone. That's why they didn't paint it. Why would you paint something that you're just going to mow over anyway?
Right.
So it looks better when you demolish it. Okay. But so if it's still brown, it's going to be gone. But Sam's Gyro is moving out of the mall. They will be moving near Kansai, where I think there's that empty spot near GameStop.
Kansai? Okay.
Yeah, so
that's a better location for them.
Yeah. So Sam's Gyro will be moving out there.
Red Mango.
Yeah. Red Mango.
Red Mango?
Red Mango is Starlight.
Okay, that's on the other.
Yeah. So
you keep going.
Oh, the GameStop by Kansai.
Okay.
So
Kansai
behind Captain D's. There's an open spot back there. So Sam's Gyro will be going over there.
Okay. That's down. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going there.
It's down Dixon.
They'll move, and then.
So do you get into like documentaries and stuff like that?
Oh, I watch some. Most of them are. As a big Disney person, I watch some of those. But the one of the funnest ones I watched was the one on the Fire Festival.
That one was pretty wild.
Just how all that just blew up. And like you're going to be able to pull this off. And I was just a huge fraud.
Absolutely.
That's one of the ones I love. I've seen it multiple times.
the big fraud catching. I seen I watched the Jerry Springer one. I watched
and people that's a good one because it shows a different side of him. It was very interesting. People just see that the fight guy, and he's way more than just.
Oh no, it goes deep. And then the people around him too.
Guy.
Yeah, he's intelligent, and it just shows the ins and outs of it. It's very interesting. So, do you have favorite podcasts? That you watch? You like Joe Rogan or any of those?
I'm on yours now, but
let's get the business.
Hometown Hustle.
Hometown Hustle. So, how was your experience on Hometown Hustle?
It was great.
Shout out to who was it? Kelly Williams with Rachel Brand.
for E-Town News Enterprise, and I used to do stuff for HCUC TV. So it was nice to watch you set all this up, and then set all the me just sit here like this and say, "Okay, cool, you do you." Sorry, don't be the your business. But they did great work. It was fun. It was more about me than what's coming to E-Town about the business.
So they made it about you.
Which talking about myself, but it's okay. And sometimes I don't want to like people like, oh, he's got this big ego. They were asking about me, so I kind of had to answer the question. But I'm more about the businesses and stuff like that. But it was fun because like how I transformed myself from Mr. former sports writer to social media guy.
So to be clear, this is Hometown Hustle podcast.
Yes.
The host is Rachel
Brandingham, Preston Sizemore, Brittany Jackson. You can find them on my. I've shared it on my YouTube it. I think you type in Hometown Hustle. It should pop up and YouTube channel. Yeah, and then on Facebook, I put it on there, and obviously I'll promote ours as well. But talk about E-Town in that way, and then some of the big names that they're bringing in, like I said, Kevin Addington and Albach or Jim Jenkins. So if you know,
Addington is a big name.
Jim Jenkins is a Highland Sod Farm.
Okay.
And people remember several years ago they hosted that Luke Bryan concert. Well, they're hosting a huge summer festival this year. They're thinking it's going to be as big as any of the ones in Louisville.
I do remember the Luke Bryan concert.
So, like, they think it's going to be like Hometown Rising or Railbird or it's going to be a big, like, they're going to be bringing in 40,000 to 60,000 people to E-Town on it.
There you go.
So, those are the people that, like you had this vision, you had this idea, let's grow it. I'm just a guy with a phone. That's and I'm completely okay with that.
And then the vision comes.
Insult. I have the vision of, let me post this real fast. But I'm not the one to put my money and buy rings and
but here's the thing.
Stuff like this.
Here's the thing, though. You solidified your spot of value and importance and significance in another way. See, it's like the 96 Bulls. Everybody plays their role.
Yep.
Jordan takes the shots. Hey, Pippen plays the defense when he has to. Rodman's going to get in your head and get the rebounds. Steve Kerr's going to hit the three.
Kerr's going to hit that quarter three.
He's going to hit the three on the wing. That's just how this goes. So,
it's like when you talk about roles, like Louisville, Kyle Curry, Kyle's quarter. Like you see Kyle Curry up in the quarter, buddy.
Courage, whatever his name is.
I'm sure, like you and everybody else got driven nuts by him, but that he knew his role was to sit there and hit that three for the quarter or go dunk on you when he had the chance. But
so
he knew his role. Or Luke Hancock on those teams.
Luke.
So
what song could you go the rest of your life without hearing again? This is always
I hate to call out the playlist at work, but Rebecca Black's Friday when it's not Friday.
The one they play at work.
Because everyone had their and some of the songs I found that I liked, I found from that playlist. Yeah. But people
they grow on you?
Oh, they hate it when they hear Rebecca Black's Friday song, especially when it's not Friday. So I guess it's Friday. We're okay with it once or twice, but not 4 times on a Tuesday. It's probably not a good idea.
Who sings the song?
That was Rebecca Black. That was a YouTube song. It was so nasally. I can't sing worth a lick. I'm not even going to try.
Like, get rid of it. Stick a fork in it, right?
But I was like, I think we were just driving one day. We were just trying to find radio stations. And that Hot or Not song or whatever it was, I was like, what is this? Or Hot to Go or whatever. I was like, I could probably do with that one. But the Friday, I don't need like somebody, you want to drive me nuts.
That's the one.
That'll be like, my eyes are rolling back at the head like the Undertaker. I'm like, no, I'm good.
So this is an interesting question. Do you miss life before the internet at all? Now, there's a balance to everything. You know, we love the internet. We hate the internet.
You like to think like things back when were the good old days. Like I remember
we think
Fridays after school.
So
going to like Lou's Video or Blockbuster and get that video game and having friends over and or KFC chicken and having video game.
There you go. It was more simple.
Before the internet and the cable, you can't have gaming with your friends. Like you had to have
there's none of that.
You had to have four wired controllers. You better have the battery stay there and controlled, and you had to be sitting from us to here because the controller didn't reach.
Yeah.
So in that regard,
we used to dream about doing stuff like
and then,
that.
like I remember when the Xboxes first came out, we would have the Halo Wars when you had to have
You have to save every game.
save it. You had to have the Ethernet cable to hook up two different Xboxes and the split four screens. We have them in two different rooms because
dial up
I don't
AOL.
want to say screen be blanking, but people know the phrase like screen watching.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I can see that he's like, especially like whenever like GoldenEye came out.
Oh my goodness!
The cardboard like
we
that,
loved
so
it.
some people weren't looking.
007. Yeah. You like run through the wall on some the game of glitch.
You remember the Friday nights of your youth and Saturday or friends would come over and spend the night, or it seemed like you were out playing basketball till 2 in the morning when really it was like 9 o'clock or 2 o'clock because it got dark.
Yeah, that part of it. That was more nostalgia as far as
I remember
outside.
Some great like trips. I took vacations, but back then, like you don't remember standing in line for 2 hours to meet a character like my mom and dad. I don't know when we stood in line, or I don't miss at all having to go to Kroger or
I don't miss floppy disks either.
Or floppy disk though.
And the Oregon Trail.
I was going to say you're not dysentery. So I remember playing those. I grew up taking keyboarding class with Family Feud and Oregon Trail and Classic Concentration at Carmen San Diego.
Number Munchers.
Yep, Number Munchers.
Carmen San Diego. Wow. Yeah. Take them back. Ask Jeeves.
AJ. Then became AJ.
So that's kind of like our first little spark, right? It was like AOL Instant Messenger, and it was Ask Jeeves. Yeah.
Then 28K, then somebody would call and just ruin everything.
We came a long way.
Trying to download music.
Yeah. You tried to get Napster. What was the other? LimeWire.
ICQ was the Messenger before Messenger.
We came a long way.
MySpace before Facebook and Instagram. And
got your 5 favorite friends on the bottom.
Once you were able to once people figure out you were able to pick your own background from this black and white. Oh, I can make a picture here. I can have a picture.
I can play music.
I can play music. My younger brother used to do that.
It was the small things. My brother
used to have the Hey Dude.
Yeah,
from the Nickelodeon show.
It's like just the little stuff.
That's a song that brings you back. You hear that song, or you hear like the Family Ties, or
playing Snake on the Nokia,
or stuff like that. The Snake, yeah. And then, I remember when people figured out you could play Tetris on the TI-82 calculator.
Oh Lord, I'm a Tetris guy too. I love it.
So
let me ask you this:
you do go back, but internet now especially has. I don't miss the days of having to go to AAA, get the triptychs, because if you're driving to Florida,
the
map,
it's the inconvenient
part of it. Or have to get on MapQuest and print up a map.
That would be the worst.
Now you just have it on your phone. You get anything else going on your phone. Okay, turn here.
Could you imagine trying to get here? I'd have to.
You would have had to explain it to me.
Maybe just right directions down on paper.
I know 3 roads in Etown. I know Dixie, Mulberry, and I-65. If you've lived in any of these, especially these new subdivisions, I live on Brook Street. Where is that?
You gotta get back in there in the corner somewhere.
I couldn't be a pizza driver. Well, I guess I could if you had a GPS, but pizza drivers before GPS.
Oh my goodness!
How?
There would be no door dashing.
Oh no!
None of that. Goodness!
I don't know.
You better look for the little tree in the little yellow house.
I was like, how would you? I'm not great with direction. Now, if we did have the internet, did have GPSs, trying to.
Oh God! Geographically
speaking, or if you're a FedEx guy or Amazon, no,
that would be difficult.
You have to be carrying your maps. Okay, I need to turn here. Okay, 2 streets. No.
So let me ask you a
you want to go back? I want to go back. No, I don't want to go back. No, I'm good. Granted, 20 years ago I wasn't diabetic, or 25 years ago I wasn't diabetic. But no, I don't want to go back to that.
God bless that, man. So we got to take a shot every day?
I take multiple shots every day. Well, I can take one shot if I don't eat anything stupid. If I ate sausage and egg and didn't eat anything else.
So you got to watch that diet.
If I had just a regular sandwich and maybe some carrots and then something else.
We try not to slip up.
But I'm used to taking shots. I've got a glucose monitor that I wear. It's called the Dexcom. A lot of people have it. A lot of people at work know I'm diabetic. It's no secret. And I've had other people at work that have become diabetic or had blood sugar issues, and I've kind of become the guy to go to say, okay, so if you need a shot, I do have an extra. And if I need to change it out, I do have peanut butter crackers or I eat Krispy treats. Right?
You can assist other people and help them through.
Say, you think I might be diabetic? Is are you peeing a whole lot? Are you losing a lot of weight? Are you not sleeping? Are you having a dry mouth? So I've become kind of that.
There you go.
I've somehow along the way, and it happens to everybody. You go from the student to the teacher.
Yeah, you can share indicators and just be helpful throughout their experiences.
Right? I kind of like it. I'm a coordinator at work. There's another one at work that's with me. We get along great. And on any given day, there's 70 people below us. But I bring the same energy that I have on social media. I have at work. I'm
Man,
making
you
them
get
laugh.
that's why people love you.
It's like I'm 43. It's like
Yeah.
you have the energy of an 18-year-old. It's like we keep it as long as it lasts.
That's why you're here, man.
It starts to drive. I tell a lame joke of the day. It's like, look, it's lame. I'm going to tell you it's going to be like, and then when it's lame, they get mad that it was lame. I was like, I gave you what I delivered.
You know, that goes a long way. People, they appreciate that good energy, that fun vibe. It goes a long way.
I'm also like, I'll move a pallet jack if I have to. I'll get there and move stuff. Like a few days ago, I was trying to find cords to make sure everything was charging. I was under computers getting like pig pen from Charlie Brown. Like I came back dusted under computers trying to hit stuff. I was like, why are you doing it? I said, because it needs to be done.
And so, you know, you have that understanding that if you ever heard this phrase, that you can learn something from a janitor just as much as you can from a president, right?
Janitors work hard. Like I respect. Like if I see them, they need help. I am opening their doors, whatever they need to do.
Like you can learn a little bit from everybody on this earth.
Yeah,
and it's incredible.
You piece it together, and I've learned. Like there's other stuff. Like I learned before I became like this. I learned stuff that from this other they actually use over there, and vice versa. Okay, let's take what we did over here and see if it applies here. Like I'm taking stuff from the News Enterprise I was able to use at Best Buy, making a list. Like,
there you go.
Here's how I could organize this. So the Excel stuff.
There you go.
There, I was able to apply it here.
I feel like sports helped me in that way. You know, just coming up playing, just different dynamics.
Cohesion, learning how to take criticism, learning how to be coached, learning camaraderie, learning teamwork,
to everything. Just dedication.
Like Chris Eulis, who played basketball at E-Town, he works at Best Buy with me on first shift.
Yeah,
he found Best Buy because of me, and
you can relate.
He loves working there.
Sports to life in just so many different ways. You know what I mean? It's just it's remarkable, really. You know what I mean? Just to be aggressive, anything. I mean, you name all the elements of sports.
And there's no shock that like a lot of sports people go into politics because there's some of that stuff that's going to carry over that they become some great politicians.
Right.
So, or great business leaders that I know one of my bosses at Best Buy, his kids are great athletes and he's a huge sports fan.
There you go.
And my other guy was an Ohio State fan. And a big guy, he played college football too.
See, most sports people have been around different cultures, different people. You know what I mean?
You also learn disappointment too, because you're not going to win them all.
Yeah. How to learn from your failures, learn from your mistakes, resilience.
Yeah, how to bounce back.
Focus.
Not let one setback or defeat ruin you.
Yes, I mean, so let me ask you this. This is a fun question. From our generation, which was a bigger brand, American Eagle, Abercrombie and Fitch?
Ooh.
I'll throw Aeropostale in there too.
Because of the Abercrombie and Fitch song.
I don't remember that one though, but I'm sure that was one though.
Yeah, because it was around the time that Britney was popular.
Britney Spears?
Yeah, like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. I think if you had one wish. I think it was a one-hit wonder, but I think that's what elevated.
Yeah. Britney said it. Yeah, pop culture took over. Yeah,
but it was a guy who opened. He was on tour with Britney that year. I went and saw Britney at Freedom Hall.
Yeah,
and
she's platinum records.
Abercrombie and Fitch kind of became that of our generation.
Yeah.
Now American Eagle obviously still around in the mall. Obviously Abercrombie and Fitch isn't. So maybe I go American Eagle now, but Abercrombie and Fitch kind of owned that.
Which one came first? You remember?
That I don't know.
I don't know either.
Like people like American Eagle, AE. People forget what it stands for.
Right. It's like a channel.
Yeah. MTV stands for music? What? Yes, trust me, kids. They had some.
Right. So now that the game's going on, I noticed the Eagles are winning 14-12 over the Washington Commanders.
Like I'm going to be.
Who you got?
I'm going to be at Universal during the Super Bowl. I'm going to be at Universal Studios during the Super Bowl.
You'll be busy not even watching it.
No, I've never been, so I'm excited about it. I haven't done any of those rides. I grew up a Disney fan, so being good to go to been to Universal one time, and I think it was, I don't even remember the year. I think it was 96 or 97 or 98, one of those summers. And this is obviously before Islands of Adventure, and obviously before Epic Universe opens this summer.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. Like, I'm sure I'll watch them. Like, I haven't had like the live TV because I just usually watch YouTube and other things. So I'm sure I'll catch some of the highlights and stuff. But
Nickelodeon blew our imaginations up a lot more about it then, right?
I remember like going way back on Nickelodeon. Ren and Stimpy, people thought was
that was my thing.
People thought that
my mom used to be like, "You in there watching Ren and Stimpy again?"
Or you can't do that on television.
Beavis and Butthead. I used to watch both of them.
Double Dare.
Yeah.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
That, like, if
Secrets
I
of
could
the
have been
Black
on any game as
Lagoon.
a kid,
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been on that one.
Salute Your Shorts.
Salute Your Shorts. Hey Dude.
Hey Dude. All that. All that,
Rugrats
man.
before Rugrats when they first started.
Rugrats.
I think that was Nickelodeon as well.
Keenan and Kel.
Keenan and Kel.
Yeah.
I'm watching like Kel, watching actually Keenan lose all that weight and kind of reinvented himself.
He kind of reinvented himself a little bit. He's still on Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah,
it's my understanding.
He's done those smart commercials, but he's reinvented himself as a child.
Oh, that's great.
Good Burger.
Good Burger. Mm.
So yeah, those are a lot of this stuff.
You ever get on FanDuel or DraftKings?
Never. I'm not against it. Like, I don't blame people. I had somebody at work that said they won like $8,000 off of some sort of parlay.
You can strategically make it happen. So how do you feel about those new state laws of sports betting and yada yada? How do you feel about that?
I rumors, but I've heard a rumor that if you're ever on 65 or ever go out where you see those gaming halls, like there's one in Williamsburg or Corbin.
Okay, they got them set up in corners.
I've heard there's E-Town could be getting one behind. The rumor was they're going to build one behind White Castle. E-Town's going to get a gaming hall. I was like, I think that'd be great for E-Town. Some people are against it. It's like, no, Louisville already has Derby City Gaming. Churchill Downs has had for years, and it was protected until they started letting other people. Then the Mint and the other thing came up. Oh, there's one in Franklin too. At Franklin, the horse racing now. They've got a Mint gaming hall. Like, if we got one, it would have the Mint gaming hall. It would have a nice steakhouse and a place to hold concerts.
People would be in there.
Why is that a bad thing? I don't think it is. And if you don't like it, don't go. It's not like it's going to be a shanty part of town. It's right off 565.
What did you just say though? If you don't like it,
don't go.
Don't go.
Like
you don't have to.
Like I don't go to like a lot of restaurants in E-Town, not because I hate them. It's just because I just don't have the palate. Like you said, I think you said you don't have a gallbladder.
I do not have a gallbladder.
So like
team no gallbladder.
Yeah, and my wife's like, I like Pappy's tacos, but Mexican is not really my thing. Spicy stuff's not my thing. But I'm like, Namaste is a great place. People love Namaste. People love To Be Thai. I mean, it's just not my type of thing. So I'm not going to rip it and say I'm just not going to go.
Yeah, it's just not your preference.
I don't want them to close or anything.
Right.
I'm not wishing.
But your first
don't go because it's not my preference.
Your first choice.
Burgers, chicken, steak, pizza.
There you go.
Sometimes not in that order.
Simple kind of man.
Sandwiches, I'm good. Jersey Mike's, I'm good.
Yeah.
Sandwiches, like I don't. So
nothing wrong with it.
So what would you like? Since we both lived here forever, we've seen the sports park. I think the amphitheater is gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think would be the best opening act? Graded
as an opening
act. So I'm thinking.
Woo!
Yeah, also I got to think. Like I was looking this stuff up. Like Luke Bryan, is like $200,000 just to get him just to show up to talk to you. Garth Brooks charges $1.5 million for a concert. So it's not like we're going to be able to get like somebody. Like I don't think we need to get Jack out of Louisville to come down here and open.
So that's what I'm saying. Are you thinking
Jack Harlow? Maybe I think you almost have to go like
Jack Harlow.
I think that
could be a possibility.
Because he's from Louisville. I think it'd be nice to have a Kentucky connection.
Bring the hometown in there.
Like I remember, like last fall, I went to the concert downtown and saw John Michael Montgomery, who's from Kentucky.
Yeah,
he did really well. So I think you almost look at somebody like that or Kentucky Headhunter.
I will say this. Here's why I say it's
supposed to hold 10,000. So
here's my opinion. Here's my opinion. I remember the REO Speedwagon.
Oh yeah,
so I remember that.
Yeah,
that was pretty large. But here's what I'm saying. I feel like the culture is shifting just a little bit in the area.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's getting younger, it's getting bigger from outsiders coming in. So the culture may have to mix it up a little bit.
I'm okay with that.
And
I don't think it has to be like an old country star.
It doesn't. It'd be nice to be like, or maybe both.
Yeah, or maybe if you go 60-40, that's
fine. Yeah. You can do the urban and that and mix it all and make it one show. And I think that's what Louisville does a good job of.
Oh yeah, they have so many.
Louisville has great shows. I mean, they do a host great concerts, and I feel like a mixture of 2 or 3 different cultures I think would do the job rather than completing it in one, because it's not as small as it used to be.
No, we're not.
It's not. And there's a lot more younger people, a lot of more blue collar workers.
Said, hey, I'm looking to put down roots here.
Yeah.
I like what the community offers. I like growing up here. I don't know if you were a Bengals fans, a Colts fan, Titans fans, but they're all 3 hours. 3 hours.
Yeah.
You can get up, say, I'm going to go watch the NFL game today. Like you literally get up at 7:00, buy tickets, and be
Absolutely.
at the NFL game for a 1 o'clock kickoff.
Titans,
And
Bengals.
it'd be held by midnight.
Yeah,
That's a cool thing about living in our area.
it is
You
fun.
can go watch Reds play. You can be in Atlanta in 6 hours. You can be in
Yeah.
Chicago in 6 hours.
Indianapolis in 3.
Yeah, in Indianapolis in 3. You can be Cleveland in 5 or 6.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
like hockey, you can be Columbus in 5 or Nashville
Yes.
in 3.
Yes. Even hockey. Nationals got a hockey team.
So
So
I think as a sports fan, like somebody asked me, like who's the big teams? Like obviously UK. Okay, nobody touches Kentucky. Said after that, I have a hard time thinking who number 2 is. But
yeah,
Kentucky,
it's tough.
but I guess Louisville. But
Right.
If you take Kentucky, Louisville, and WKU out of the mix, who is the most popular sports team in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, regardless of sport? I couldn't answer that question because we're so
that'd
because
be
of
tough.
location and everything else. But I know some Yankees fans, I know some Braves fans because we grew up watching TBS.
Yeah.
I also know some fans because we grew up watching WGN.
Yeah.
So you had all the Cubs all the time.
Man, I'm still thinking.
You had the Braves and Andy Griffith. So
I'm still thinking about who could be the opening act, though. There's so many
that's
different names flying through my brain right now. It's crazy.
like if Alabama hadn't stopped, like I was able to a couple of years ago, I was able to get my mom and dad tickets. Overage Boys had a Christmas show at Opry, and obviously Joe Bonzal died, so the lead singer with the long hair and the high voice, he's the original
God bless.
is no more.
Yeah.
So like if they were still touring, I think that would be Oak Ridge Boys, Alabama would be because I went to go to the Alabama show when they were in New Haven at at one of the places.
Jam packed, probably.
Tickets for like $300. I was like, hey, pay $300 for Alabama.
Man,
I like Alabama, but it's good that
man, even the UK basketball tickets, man. Like as the season progresses, they're going up. They're fluctuating.
Oh, I'm sure the Arkansas game is to be done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what it was. I double checked on that game. It's not what it was.
Yeah,
early
both
in the
teams have
season.
losing records in the SEC, but that game's a hot ticket.
Right. Oh, that's going to be a hot one. So, how you feel about artificial intelligence? Where are we heading?
So it bothered me a few weeks ago, when it was December. So before our ice storm that shut us down, and somebody put a picture of how Gatlinburg, it was AI. I said, "Oh, Gatlinburg snowed and flooded under." I said, "No, it's not
AI."
They're
blaming the snow on AI.
Said, how come that person has 6 fingers and the language on the sign you can't read? Like, that's not Gatlinburg. They have a live camera. I was like, here's looking like, nope, it's not. But people bought it for what it was.
There's some delusion going on out there, and some illusions being sold.
And the fact that, like, sometimes if you look up something on Google, you'll say, okay, this, and it will say AI, but it may not be exactly correct. So you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I do like what AI is able to do. Like, if you want to.
It's
probably made. I will say it's probably made it easier to way back when I was in high school. We had Ask Jeeves was so slow. We had 28K modem, so when you were doing research, it took forever.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if they give you a book report on this, you can just say
it's almost instant.
You could ask Grok or ChatGPT.
They have the cheat code, Nathaniel. They don't have to study.
Yeah,
they don't have to work on their writing skills, the thinking process. Nothing. Boom.
You take that and then say, okay, make it humanize or just change a couple words. Run it through a plagiarism filter. Say, oh, no, I'm done.
Or
I wonder if that's hurt us educationally. I think it's helped us because people don't know how to do it, but they don't understand why you did this background and why this helps you.
I feel like I think AI has took it to the next step.
On the flip side, I'm always the ones that went after the Commonwealth diploma and had to take calculus. And not one time in my adult life has calculus ever helped me. So if I had a thing where I could just go take a picture of done, that's what I would be doing because
man, they got us.
My time doing homework on something that makes no difference.
They got us. Why do we have to study all that back in the day, man?
I think it would have been nice. I still think, and my younger brother said this too, they need to have a game of life.
Yeah, what's the percentage?
How to change your tires, how to balance a checkbook,
there you go.
How to write a budget.
There you go.
How to
survival tactics.
Yeah, if the power's out, how to make stuff with hot water.
How to grow vegetables.
Yeah, and why that's important.
How to start a fire.
Yeah, that.
How to even manage money? Like they talk about what you got to do to go get
10%
more money.
This 401.
How are you going to keep the money?
I didn't get a 401k when I should have. I should have started a long time ago.
Yeah, you need one.
I regret it now.
You need one. You don't have one yet?
Oh, I have one, but I said I was probably about 5 or 10 years too late.
Yeah,
What I could be.
Yeah, I got mine a little late too. I probably should have mine in earlier.
I probably should have maybe put a little into the stock market on something safe, just to see if it helped. I know people at work they're in their 20s.
Yeah,
that already have $100,000 that they built up either from 401k or stock or whatever else that I've got.
And the
I'm
stock,
not close.
the stock's just crazy, man. It
So
goes
I wish
crazy.
I had.
You gotta watch it, man.
Yeah, I wish
You
I
have
wish
to
I'd
watch
done it and pushed it to that. That's what it's like. Okay, if you could go back, foresight,
Right.
hindsight.
But we live and learn. It's never too late. I promise you, it's never too late. Especially with the things that we're talking about, because it's all money. How you feel about the wildfires out west? It's getting pretty
Yeah, somebody else was talking
out
about
of control right now, huh?
Yeah, I saw where people have done that.
Still burning,
like
man.
I've been to L.A. once, actually
Yeah.
twice. I've been to L.A. twice. Been to San Francisco twice.
Yeah.
It's I mean, and for them, it's kind of like for us when we watch Gatlinburg burn.
I remember that.
Yeah, because
I
I
do.
remember several years ago I went and stayed at Courtney. I went to this nice bed and breakfast, and then I found out it
What was
burned.
that? 2006.
It's been a while.
17.
And like, because Anakista still has some of those. If
Yeah.
you've ever been to Anakista in Gatlinburg, it still has some of the trees that they kept. So this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now.
Absolutely.
And you still see some, like if you drive, you can still see some of the, especially where some of those headed. You'll still see some of the remnants.
You talking about the rebuilding of that too? Whew.
Yeah. So or the flooding that North Carolina went through.
Flooding.
So,
yes. There's been the weather has been challenging here lately. So how do you take all of it? Is there extra precautions that you do to prepare?
Oh, we did. Like I said, this other one. So the first one that came through.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be coming to Gatlinburg. We all decided as a family we were coming home on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
So we ended up watching Dixie Stampede at 3:00, and then by midnight we were home. But we had also stopped at Bucky's and somewhere else to try to get a generator, even though the generator's going for $800. We had made sure all of our not drawers, but cabinets were open, so the pipes wouldn't freeze.
Right.
We had taken.
You got to do that.
Taken since I'm diabetic, I drink a lot of water.
That's a must.
I took my filters. I made sure I took extra bottles. You see, we got 3 bottles here.
Yeah.
And every bottle we had filtered.
I'm one of those extra bottle water people, just in case you all was wondering.
We had the sink. We had the sink full of water. We had the bathtub in case we needed flush and didn't have power. We made sure all of our power banks were charged. Had all the batteries where we needed them.
Mm-hmm.
We had blankets.
Generators.
Never got one. But our power never went out.
That's a good investment.
Our power
generator.
Our power never went out.
Yeah.
But I remember several years ago, I think it was 2007 or 2011, whichever it was, power was out for a week and a half or more.
You never know when it's going out.
Our power was out so long. We went to Louisville to get a family member's generator.
Yeah.
And then we hooked it up. An hour later, the Super Bowl started. It came on.
We lost ours for a little bit.
But my wife said they lost. Like I remember, I had to take showers at News Enterprise because I didn't have power in Glendale.
Challenging, man. So what's a positive? Back to the COVID pandemic situation. I feel like it pulled on the heartstrings of everyone in some form or fashion. You know what I mean? I feel like we found out a lot about ourselves. So what did you learn from it all? It was an interesting experience.
Yeah, so we did a lot of, because you couldn't be with people. So what we would do is we would go to Saunders Springs a lot. So I forgot about how beautiful Saunders Springs is.
Saunders Springs.
Go out, or we go to Freeman Lake.
There you go.
Just hang out. And I think Freeman Lake became better during that time, but people forgot about it. It's like you drive past it every day, you forget it's right there.
It's a good kind of forgetting.
But when you can't go to shows, you can't be in groups.
Right.
A lot of people, that's kind of what they did. But I think it also shows how businesses can develop and evolve. I think a lot of businesses that never thought about DoorDash or having pickup, like Texas Roadhouse pickup.
Yeah.
I did that several times during COVID, was to do the carry-out order.
Yes.
And I don't realize, is it fun eating at Roadhouse and having the rolls and the waitresses? Yeah. But the food's still good regardless whether it's not, just because you're sitting at the table doesn't make it any better than if you do go home and eat at your house.
I know what you mean.
So we did that quite a bit.
Yeah.
It made several other businesses that evolved and did a lot more, found DoorDash through there.
Absolutely.
And found other ways. So I think in that regard, it helped people. It helped other people learn that they could do online stuff compared to what they were before.
Yes.
So,
add more independency to that.
I think did it suck to go through? Yeah. There are some people still mad about what happened. Sure. But I think it helped evolve.
Yeah.
We learned from it. We evolved from it. We lost some good people. I had a couple of coaches that Louisville Central's football coach, Ty Scroggins, he died from COVID.
Wow.
We had all those shout
out to him and his family, man.
Because Jody Demling from the Courier Journal, who I grew up reading, he was in the hospital for a month.
Okay.
He survived, but he's one of the original cases. Luckily, when I got COVID, it's just annoying. Like, it was just a bad cold, but I couldn't work. It kept you off work. luckily they paid us,
Mhm.
so I didn't lose any money.
Right.
But it was boring just sitting at the house and watching
I
TV.
think people, even the way people's body accepted it was, it was different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? It was, and like you said, there was a good and a bad, there was a yin and a yang, and there's a balance to everything.
And it seemed like, but at the time, you
Yeah.
look back, it's like, oh, this is never going to end. We're going to be stuck with it forever. And
That was the scary part.
Yeah, it was.
The curiosity of how long it's going to last.
TV, it's like I'm watching, like we binge watch shows now because that's something we couldn't do when we were younger. You couldn't
Right.
binge watch a show.
Yeah.
Now you can binge watch it. You can see like some of those episodes where it was filmed during COVID.
Yeah.
They're wearing masks, but they didn't tape them in the right order. So
Right.
it's like mask in one episode 1 and 2, no mask in episode 3.
That was
back
funny.
to episode 4.
Yeah, you go back and
disappear. Or
that was
what
funny.
happened?
Yeah, like you go back and look at episodes and stuff, and like Hulu series. You're like, okay, if they have the mask on still, we know when this was popping. We know when it's going.
It's like when we were watching
indicator.
My wife and I we like crime shows, and like we watched The Rookie and stuff when they had to wear masks, or Bull. It's a law show. Yeah. And you could tell when it was filmed because they got rid of the juries and stuff like that. And with the virtual stuff.
That was very interesting.
We're in one season right now where it's like half and half. That's something you don't learn about Hollywood.
Right.
Is that they don't film everything in order.
Absolutely not.
Like you,
different parts.
I like to watch like a documentary about the Big Bang Theory. Like you might be filming, or another one was How I Met Your Mother. Is that they would film this episode here, and then part of this episode here, and then part of this episode here, but it may not be. Okay, this person may not be around, so we gotta get all of his parts filmed right now.
Yeah. Somebody gets pregnant, and then somebody,
it changes. It's like, okay, why are they kind of hidden behind over this episode they're wearing a bikini or something else.
Yeah. Somebody gets kicked off the show. You never know what happened.
So COVID was one of those that changed how things got filmed, and
absolutely
AI and the writer's strikes and stuff like that.
Because I had Jennifer Swope up here, and she was breaking down just how it changed everything as far as how they ran the business. You know what I mean? How they had to do orders, how it affected everything for them. Oh yeah. But they were still able to maintain a solid establishment.
I feel bad for the small businesses that we lost that couldn't make it through because obviously you can't just pivot like that. Like you got
to make on the fly adjustments.
Sometimes some of them were hard. Like especially like, hey, if you're a small business and you need people to eat in your restaurant, that's what you did.
Yeah.
How do you get from that?
Just when it snowed the other day, I sell merchandise and that affects shipping. Right off the bat. Yep. As soon as the ice gets on the ground, it's
like working for Best Buy, we had trucks that got stuck for weeks, and then you're like, okay, we got a lull. Next thing you got 20 trucks again. It's like, well,
absolutely.
Storm. Thank you for that. And I saw like a pic. I think it was floating around like there's a lot of mail that still hasn't been delivered. Like a lot of people still have their W-2s because the mail is so backed up.
Nah, that's crazy. That's super crazy. So discipline or motivation, which one you feel is more important to your everyday routine and the way you go about things?
Motivation, because
there you go.
I want to be that, as you said, I try to be a smiley, let's get going motivator. So it's my job to kind of fire up my team because I don't do the same job day after day, week after week, year after year.
Yes,
it gets monotonous. It's hard to drive people. So I was like, I like, if you do a good job, I'm going to tell you did a good job.
There you go.
I have no problem saying that. Like if even though I was involved, they're getting the credit.
Right.
Like they're the ones that did it. Like the team yesterday when we did work, we were in a hole because something happened, and we've been digging out for like 3 weeks now. And then yesterday, the last 3 days, that team I've worked with has been incredible putting stuff out. I haven't processed a single item. And all them.
Amazing.
They call it my team because I'm the coordinator, but I haven't touched it. I may have like showed them something, but I'm not the one that went in and did this right, did this. That was all them, and they're working overtime, working 5-6 days a week, and they're the ones making sure the customers get paid, and that's them. It's just me. I'm like, continue to do your job, continue to stay focused. I mean, I've had some fun conversations at work. I'm sure we all have. But it's like, I heard all part of that, or like, hey, honey, here's what. Listen to what happened here. And I want you to have fun at work. Like at Best Buy, we have a motto: have fun while being the best. And whether it's me bringing candy or playfully yelling at people, or having a war with somebody,
it's you being you, man. Brighten up the room.
And like I have different ways of doing announcements or something, and
you bring that fun to the atmosphere.
Maybe grow as a leader, as an adult, as a worker, as a teammate. I've learned I have a great boss who's allowed me enough stuff to grow, but enough to say, hey, let's pull back here. Here's something you could have done.
There you go.
And coach me.
I'll never be too big to
I
grow.
went from being the guy behind the desk to being kind of, I guess, a role model or a wise sage. And I'm okay with that. But like, I love the people I work with. I tell people, if I didn't like the people I work with, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be
Man, that means everything. The people you surround yourself with, yeah.
If you're not having fun, if you're doing it just to pay the bills, more power to you. But for me, it's like News Enterprise, I didn't get paid a whole lot of money. But
that's one of my questions.
Like, oh no, I only got paid $13.50 an hour.
I got a question. That's crazy. You wouldn't think that. But one of my questions is, what's something that you could do forever without having to even get $1 from it? And that's usually the thing that ends up being that excels for you, right?
Yeah, but I can still do the updates thing because I'm always going to be interested. I think knowledge is power. So
the journalism, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not hardcore documenting it, writing 6 paragraphs or something.
But updating.
Yeah, if I'm driving by and say, oh, yeah, by the way, just so you know, the bridge on 65 collapsed or something. Yeah. People should want to know that because you don't want to be over there going, oh.
But everybody doesn't know. Taking the initiative to make sure to get that extra message out, being the messenger.
Yeah, sharing it. It's like
doing the thing that a lot of people are too prideful or too busy to do or too anything to do. Right.
Yeah, but I'll always share, like when people say, well, you know stuff, it's like, all right, like I told this to somebody else, is I learned about Eton getting a cat cafe from a comment on something I
guarantee he has the knowledge of it.
So yes, Eton's getting a cat cafe. It's what we call the old Coke plant. So if you're old Etoner, you know exactly what that is.
Right, they're going to Freeman Lake.
There it is. Right next to Freeman Lake, the old Coke plant.
The original entrance now. The original back entrance.
Yeah, I miss, as much as I love Christmas in the Park, I love coming in the old way.
I do too.
That new way,
I do too. It even feels different going the other way. You know?
I would say this year there's a lot of great lights. A lot of props to everybody that put in the time and effort because it's a great.
It's great.
Show.
It's so consistent.
It's awards, and you have to have people are always up in their game and say, "I remember the Dancing Snowman."
Consistently, it's been a thing.
I remember the old days of the Old Heartland Festival. You would go back the old Heartland Festival when you would enter by the Coke plant and watch the balloons.
We used to beat the brakes off Central Hardin, and then the next day would be the festival.
The summer kickoff.
Yeah,
there was Eton Central Hardin that Friday night.
Football game.
Everybody would watch the parade on Saturday.
Yeah,
and then you go eat lunch or whatever.
Go grab your funnel cake.
Funnel cake would be a bunch of the pork burgers.
Pork burgers. The pork burgers is the
Remember that?
There you go.
I can tell you where that booth was. I know exactly what quarter that was on.
The booths.
Yep, the booths. Watching the buck chase, and Quixie would have the radio out there blasted, and then they would have the fireworks.
Yeah,
music. That was our summer weekends growing up.
That was fun. It was fun. So how do you feel about the new vaping regulations? Which I don't vape, but I'm sure you know a lot of people that do. Some of your friends and your peers, and they're going nuts about this, and it's a serious topic for them right now. So, how do you feel about it?
With the vaping and even like the red dye, blacklist stoppage, we do have to take health into better consideration.
Absolutely,
and I say this as someone who grew up on a tobacco farm,
especially with these kids and what they can get a hold of, right?
Yeah, especially when we had there was a Kentucky kid that his vape got laced with something.
There's been a lot of mishaps.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's exactly from vapes, but there's been a lot of stories and a lot of...
I mean, it's a business. For those that were involved in that business, I'm sorry that's changed, but at the same time, I think it did more negative than positive.
Okay.
So if they have to change the vape stuff to this, and you have to be 21, you have to sign off, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But it actually... Kentucky, again, we're not a healthy state, and that's why part of why our insurance rates are so high is because we're not a healthy state. Whether it's from tobacco, whether it's from vaping, whether it's from not mandating helmets on motorcycles.
Yeah. We used to be topping obesity. I'm not sure what the number is.
We still are.
Is it still up there?
I don't think I need to check.
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I know a lot of people smoke here, though. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I grew up an asthmatic kid. I grew up having taken inhaler and having to take the breathing treatment.
Was you a farm kid?
Farm kid, no.
Strip tobacco?
Nope, never. I have a tobacco stick, and I use tobacco sticks for end zones for football when we played football, or for foul poles in baseball.
That's pretty.
Or
Yeah,
bases.
That's pretty cool.
But I did grow up on the farm. I think I drove a tractor one time.
Okay.
But
so you grew up on a farm, but you wasn't a farm kid.
No, I was not a farm kid.
See, there's a difference.
Yeah, I was definitely not a farm kid. I think you listen to me, I don't sound like a farmer at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
Nah.
Grew up on a farm, like I didn't even have the patience for fishing.
You got that media.
My cousins would come and like they would go frog gigging out there and fish into the dark, catfish. And,
so you wasn't that Kentucky, huh?
I'm not that Kentucky at all.
You fish a lot? Fishing?
No, I just don't have the patience for it.
Hunting?
Nope. But I've seen people go hunting. People would go hunting on our property because we had.
So we know what your thing is. You're the hub, man.
Yeah.
You're the information hub. This is what you do.
Like I've had some great catfish that people come to our lake. Had some great frog lakes.
I'll take some catfish now.
I had somebody that
I'm not cleaning them.
They went hunting and shot a deer, and he got the beef jerky from a Boone's Butcher Shop up in.
There you go.
That was a good jerky. So
hey, Boone's at the spot.
Our neighbor was a hunter, and thankfully for us, growing up on the farm, is that our neighbor had a shotgun.
Coyotes out there?
We had coyotes in the area.
Yeah.
So obviously having cows, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And he would pick off coyotes from because he had a better view of my parents.
Mm.
He did. He says
popping them.
Yep. So she said shot two yesterday.
There you go.
Thanks for protecting our stock.
But yeah, this is what you do, man. And I just wanted to bring you up here and just show my appreciation, let you know how much you're appreciated around here, how much love you deserve, how much shine you deserve.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and I want to put your intellect on display. So here it is from me to you. We getting the business today.
We did.
Do you got any shout outs that you want to make to any individuals?
Like when you asked me to come on, I was like, I'd heard of you. I said, we talk about past episode, Boo Brewer and Coach Bill.
Shout out to Boo.
He's a funny guy. I mean,
plus you covered me.
Yeah, I covered you. I covered Boo.
Yeah,
it's coming full circle.
Absolutely.
But more power to the people that do this, that are setting up their phones and getting the rings and getting the audio that we see here.
Yeah,
and taking the time to get stuff out there, because obviously 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we didn't have that.
Man, and we're talking about,
like we remember growing up, talking about like the pre-internet days. Are we going to school? Let's see, right here at floor, watching the bottom line of that TV on Wave 3, probably.
Yep.
Maybe WHAS.
Oh, remember the TV Guide channel?
Oh, yeah. Shoot, it's already started.
Dang, it passed up my channel. You gotta watch that.
Growing up in Glendale, I had those big satellite dishes. The ones.
Oh, yeah. The huge ones.
Yeah. But we were able to have Nickelodeon East and West. If you missed it the first time, you could turn it to Nickelodeon West for 3 hours. Or USA East and USA West if you missed Monday Night Raw.
Wow.
Go 3 hours.
Oh, goodness. Huge delay on it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Live didn't exist.
So I remember like people talking about school, like, oh, you find out the night before in a tweet or Facebook, oh, school schedule tomorrow. We had to wake up. You had to get dressed because you didn't know if the school bus was
fully prepared for school.
Oh, yeah. Still eat breakfast and then find out after you got everything done. Oh, no school. After you already know
that's so disrespectful.
Put your pajamas back on.
Yeah.
You might finish your cereal. So that's I remember like I have plenty of memories of that, but do we want to go back to that? I'm not sure we do. I think it's better to like, okay, tomorrow's gonna be on NTI, so you get your kids ready. Okay, get the laptop.
NTI, ready. Yeah.
So
they've been doing a good job of that.
That COVID, that's talking about COVID. That's another thing that COVID helped is that schools were allowed to show that they could do this. So now
to dart out those messages.
Would you like as a parent, as a guardian? Would you rather have an NTI day, or would you rather be making that day up in May? Yeah. But which one would you rather do?
I know what you mean. I think it made it more understanding, too, that we have to be more flexible about this schooling thing.
Yeah.
Because education is important, of course, but what's more important? The health and the safety, right?
Yep.
The health and the safety. So I think they've been more on top of that. And then weather has just been so unpredictable, and it's been so dangerous.
And we've come a long way in regards to that too. Like I remember sitting at the bus stop, freezing my once off.
Oh my goodness! Wait, in the rain.
Oh, rain, snow, dark,
yeah,
wind.
Everything. Yeah,
and like as we've evolved as people, like,
earth, wind, fire.
Yeah, not just a band. It's really happy.
Yeah.
But as we've evolved as humans and with knowledge, should we have put our kids through that? Why would you have?
The answer is no.
No, like NTI is a good answer, and it's ministry thing stuff. I think COVID. I know my younger brother's a teacher. He didn't like it. He likes being in front of students because
Right.
you can only gauge so much looking through a screen, but you can't see if a kid's shaking or a kid's nodding off or
feel that real.
Yeah, you can't get that connection with them.
Yeah, the connection.
And that I think a lot of people lost that, and it was hard to get back after that. And some people, and I know some kids whose grades just plummeted, and it took them, slowed them down not just
tough.
1 year but multiple years from that, and it took them out.
Yeah.
So, but I think NTI is like I said, I'll ask you as a guardian, as a parent, if it was NTI or you have to make up a day in May.
NTI all day.
Yep, there you go. Like,
That has to be the answer.
Let the kids have their summer back.
Yeah, forget about that day. It's gone.
Because we remember going to school. I think there's a couple of years we went all the way up to Memorial Day or past it.
You remember when they first started doing makeups?
Oh yeah.
You have to make up every last snow day.
I remember going to school on a Saturday once.
Yeah, and I was independent school, so times you all were out of school,
y'all probably
were still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Etown had the better roads.
Oh yeah.
Etown and St. James.
Yeah.
And we got out, but there was times one year we went to school in June because we had missed so many days.
Still going to school. Then we're back in August,
So thanks for having me on.
But no, this was special, man.
The business, I'll say it right here.
I really appreciate you.
The business,
yeah.
Going strong. I know you got some other guests coming up. They'll be great to listen to.
Absolutely,
great
man.
Ideas of it. You guys are great people on. Like I said, I appreciate that you thought of me like that because people see me as a celebrity. I don't.
Top of the list,
like
Mr. Hub right here.
When people say, I went to the bank the other day to get some money, and it was somebody I went to high school with. She was a year ahead of me. So okay, she's like, okay, Nate, what's coming? I was like, can I not just get my money?
What's coming to us? Tell me, you got the update. You got it.
Here's that guy from Facebook.
Here's that guy.
Okay, here we go.
You need some shirts, man. You need some merch.
That guy from Facebook.
Yeah, you need some merch. Hats, got the shirts, everything. I'll get you together. Get your situation all the way right.
It's been fun.
It's been great though.
Great.
I really appreciate you coming. So, y'all tune in with me, man. Nathaniel Bryan. Y'all make sure y'all add him on every social media. Get your updates. Okay? Get your situation right. He's the one for it. He's going to be very informative for you. So tap in with him. You got Instagram too? You're on Twitter heavy, right?
I'm Twitter heavy. It's
X,
Nate
right?
in Sports. NATEIN Sports. Because when you call the news enterprise, and I was the only one working, you'd call up and say, it's like, okay, this is Nate in Sports.
Nate Sports.
And then somebody along the lines thought in Sports was my last name.
You covered sports, but that's not necessary.
Yeah, everybody has it very popular. It's like Smith Johnson Williams in Sports.
Smith Johnson, yeah.
So that's how my Twitter handle became. I was like, okay, I need something I could go with because I didn't have Twitter before I got fired. So
there you go.
It's like Nate in Sports, but people know me as Nate. That was in Sports. Instagram, I have one. I forget what it's called. I'm not there. People found me after it started following me. I don't post all there at all. Maybe like somebody's picture. If my younger brother or wife posts anything on Facebook, it's Nathaniel Bryan. You'll see a picture of me and my wife in Hawaiian shirts. You'll get Nathaniel Bryan. You'll see me. You probably have several friends that know they're in that mix.
And with everything that's transpired, find him.
I don't do Snapchat or anything like that. I don't have a haven't used PayPal or Venmo or a paid cash.
And he no longer works for the Courier Journal or the News Enterprise anymore.
And I am a social freelance. Please do not blame them for anything that I've done. I speak for myself. So
yeah, and we rocking like that. Make sure y'all tighten up. Let's get the business.
Yo,